Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Before I said that Cade Cunningham would never be an All-Star, and I just wanted to double down on that.
Oh,
I just
We're back
What's going
with
on with
another.
Mike's video?
I know.
Not so mad March, some slow movement in free agency in the NFL. I guess there's some draft movement, maybe. I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out. Come on, let's go.
Welcome back.
What's going on, JAMM Packed? I'm M. Gay. I am your host. And I'm here with my guy, John M83. What's going on, John? How you doing tonight?
What's up, man? How we doing?
And you are with JAMM Packed. Well, more like Jim right now, because the AM is not here right now. I wonder if they both drove up the hill for. I'm pretty sure they have soccer practice up the hill, but
Oh man,
yeah, pretty rough drive. Which means either what's the over under is Uncle Drewski going to join us from the Batcave, or is TeslaMase joining us from the Batcave?
so I feel like Tesla. I'll go over. Drew might be the under. I know he surprises us every once in a while, but I've been pretty good with my bets so far. So I'm going to say over on Mike and under on Drew. Let's see how it goes.
Fair enough. Well, let's get things started. It's in my opinion, it's been kind of a slow, not so much exciting March, not so madness with the top 4 seeds in the final 4. I don't know. I was kind of blah to it this year, and I don't even think it was a lack of participation. I think it was all because there weren't that many upsets.
Yeah.
So we have Auburn, Florida, Duke, and Houston in the Final Four. All number 1 seeds. There wasn't really a Cinderella story this year. Not even remotely close to a Cinderella story. I mean, I think the lowest seed to make it anywhere was Arkansas at a 10 seed.
Yeah.
And some would argue that wasn't a legit 10 seed. Like it was Calipari and a bunch of transfers. Like who's not going to follow the guy? So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this March Madness. I mean, kudos to the guys who were fans of those teams. And I'm sure those teams worked very hard. Out of those 4 though, who do you think is showing up in the national championship?
So I think it's really hard to beat Florida. I think they're just a powerhouse. It's not much from a weakness standpoint that I see. And then I'm not going to count out Duke. Houston's super good. I mean, super good. I don't know a ton about college basketball. I've watched kind of Houston throughout this whole March Madness, but it's really hard to count out Duke. I see that it would be Duke and Florida. Don't quote me on that though, because my bracket is in complete shambles. But if I had to choose and I got a mulligan and was able to choose right now, I'd go Duke and Florida. What about you?
Duke and Florida. I'm honestly, after Duke's 20-point shellacking of Alabama, I'm taking Duke against Houston. They just look unstoppable right now. I mean, they're playing really hot. They're playing with good chemistry. And to be honest with you, Cooper Flag isn't doing it all.
Yep.
Right? He's not having like a triple double game and they're killing it. It's a complete team game. And everybody's showing up. Like that's hard to beat. On the other hand, I know Florida's tough, but I wasn't so confident about the shot selection.
Okay.
Not the shot making ability, but the shot selection of Florida towards the end of the last game. They were down what? They were down 4 down. I think no, they were down 2 or down 3. They come back, shoot the 3, tie the game.
Yeah.
Then they go down 2 and they come down the court. And guy has the ball literally at the free throw line with nobody guarding him. And instead of turning around to shoot, he decides I'm going to turn my back to the basket and dribble out to the 3-point line to do a turnaround jumper.
Which is crazy.
Right? I'm almost kind of fading. You know how LaMelo kind of warms up, does this like weird, I'm going to turn and just throw it up. Like it does one of those shots. Yeah, it goes in. But with that much time left, like that's what you're going to gamble on. I don't know. I don't think they put themselves in a very good situation. That being said, I don't know the extent of Broom's injury for Auburn, and I think that might come up in this game. I'm like they're gonna need Broom to show up big time. Auburn is, and if he's not playing at 100%, I don't know if they have enough to get past Florida. And so I'm with you. I'm definitely with you with the Auburn Duke. They're in the national championship. Now that's going to be an interesting game. Auburn Duke is going to be, or Florida Duke is going to be an interesting game.
You know what? I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said about Duke and Cooper Flag specifically. You know what I like? I like watching a big man get assists. I don't know why. I've always been that way. I like when people pass, right? But especially the big guys. And the last couple games, Cooper Flag just feeding their center, but feeding them though, and just finding the right spots where he'll pull a double team, he'll draw a defender out, or the center will kind of leak in the back. And Cooper Flag just finds them, and he was like 8 or 10 assists the last game. Right. And it's just awesome to see a big man pass the ball up, and especially a player of his caliber, to distribute the ball versus saying, "Hey, I got to be the focal point."
Oh, I completely agree. Honestly, I love ball movement in general.
Yeah.
For those that like watch games with me, like that's what you hear me harp on. Why does the offense have any movement? Right?
Yeah.
Too many times do you see nowadays where a lot of it is kind of one-on-one ball. I'm going to beat my guy to try to draw a double team to then kick it to the open guy. Some teams will have an on-ball screen, but the ones that like really move and really understand how the game is played, they're doing off-ball screens to get a guy open, to get a pass, to get a off-screen shot, or they're screening the screener or screening for the screener to get him open. Like those are the offenses I enjoy to watch. There's of course, Drewski says he's late. Shocker.
But he might hit the over if he shows up. So
it on my end, I love seeing ball movement on both ends. Like, you want to see it from your point guard. I mean,
Sure.
that to me, a triple double is a point guard stat.
Yep.
Right? Like,
Should
I
be.
want to see more assists. I want to, like, you should be able to score 10 points, but I want to see assists. I want to see, rebounds. I want, right? But to get a big guy to do it,
Yeah.
right? I'm feeding you in the post. Do you have enough post moves to do what you're going to do and still have the mindset to say, this guy's cutting, his guy just came over on the double, boom, that guy's open, right? I think a lot of today's game, I don't think you see that as much. Definitely not in the old days. Like, now you see it with Jokic. Jokic is amazing at it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the guy has eyes on the back of his head, and the things that he can do with the ball one-handed just comes from him playing water polo before he even started playing basketball.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a
So
good point.
when you see him whipping the ball like this, that's his water polo experience, right? And being able to see the floor. But especially in the old days, it was, okay, I'm gonna kick it into the post, and it's gonna be a 2-man game.
Yeah.
Kick it into
Yep.
the post. You work your magic, Shaq. Like, go ahead, draw the double. Oh, you're just gonna shoot even with the double. All right, go, cool. Oh, you got it. All right, and fouled. All right, I guess that worked. But I love to see the ball move.
Yeah.
Like, give me the ball movement. I want to see somebody else cutting and get a wide open layup, because we actually, the whole point is to break down the defense. Give me give me something that'll prove that. With that being said, our March Madness group, John, you alluded to it earlier. Your bracket's in shambles. Mine's not even close to yours, bro. I think you're tied in 7th. I'm all the way down at 14th, bro.
You still got a shot,
I'm all the
though.
way down at 14th. Drew actually is in 3rd, and
There
he
you go.
has Duke winning it all. So he actually has the potential of winning it. Second chance and winning time are in 1st and 2nd. And if
Nice
Florida
job.
comes out on top, second chance is going to win it. So actually, maybe, because I think winning time can get a higher max point than second chance. So still up in the air for those that have joined our bracket group. Has anybody else's bracket like still alive? If you did, shame on you. That means you didn't pick any upsets. What a shame. But yeah, dude. I mean, it's I don't know. To me, it's just been boring. What's been going on in the NBA? I mean, we've talked NCAA, which is TeslaMase's wheelhouse. Not here. Wait.
There it is. There
and
it is.
then
Got
now we're gonna talk NBA, where it's Uncle Drewski's wheelhouse. Also,
not here.
not
No.
here. What's going on in the NBA? What have you seen? What's catching your eye?
Well, real quick, let's get a live update. So for all the Laker fans out there, it's 96-91 against the Rockets, 3:18 left in the 4th. Lakers got the lead. They just got to be able to hang on. So for all you Laker fans, still look pretty good. My Clippers won tonight, so 96-87 against the Magic. It was really ugly first half basketball, but I do appreciate that they pulled it through. I saw a little bit of Kawhi's highlights and able to bring the team back, so grateful for that. You know who really stands out to me, though, and I don't think our Celtics fan is on tonight, but man, the Celtics are kicking some butt, and they look like such a strong team going into the playoffs here. If I'm in the Eastern Conference, I'm worried about the Celtics, man. They are just a team to beat.
Peaking at the right time, man. The
Yeah.
1-9
Healthy
straight.
too.
They're 9.
Healthy
Yeah,
too at the right
9-1.
time, right? Like that's
Yeah.
huge.
That is huge. I mean, I still think a healthy Boston is going to be the toughest to beat
Agreed.
with
Agreed.
Porzingis.
And I didn't feel that way
Holiday.
earlier because the sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the Cavs were a team that I was kind of worried about coming just up until the half point of the season. I thought it was going to be the Cavs that were going to be how I felt about the Celtics, but no, the Celtics are a team like there's no weakness to the Celtics. There isn't.
Right.
The defense is on point. They play well together. Tatum and Brown are such a weird tandem, but weird in a good way because it doesn't matter. Like Tatum can really just step back and stand on the back end of the court, holding the ball just so everybody else can make a move, pass it on to Brown, and Brown can go do his thing. And Brown can have himself a night, and then Brown can switch and Tatum can do it. Like they can play 4-on-5. I know it sounds crazy, but I mean, watch the game. Like if we have real basketball fans out there, watch the game. The Celtics are crazy good right now, and again, being healthy really helps them.
Oh, by far. In the Western Conference, the OKC, man, 10 straight. 10 straight. They're 10-0. Obviously, Oscar, what's going on? He said,
"What's going on, Oscar?"
Tatum.
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. That's the inside joke, that Tatum.
Yeah. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Fly, Eagles, fly. Just not next year. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Did you get to see now I gotta pull it up. It was where is it at? It was one of yesterday's games. It was the Hawks. Hawks get the win, 145-124 over the Bucks. Their leading scorer, Rizashay,
Okay.
Zachary Rizashay, had 36 points. I want you to take a wild guess at how many dribbles he took the entire game.
Ooh. I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be a good stat. What do you got for me?
He dribbled the ball twice.
What? He's just a spot-up shooter?
2 dribbles. No, not even that. You watch the highlight of that game, and it was literally, I'm a cut here, I'm a cut there. I'm coming off this screen, spot up, shoot. I'm like, I'm open in the corner. Like he was all over the floor, but so much that it only took him. He scored 36 points with 2 dribbles.
That's crazy. 7 for 9 from the free
Now
throw.
he might, of course, he might have dribbled and passed the ball off, so that would have increased his dribble count. But in the times that he scored all 36 points with 2 dribbles.
That's crazy. That's a good
I saw
stat.
some report that he said that he only dribbled with 1, and I was like, that's wild.
That's a good stat.
That is wild. I wish I could score 36 points with 2 dribbles.
Just want to come off the bench, man. I would love to just come off the bench for a team.
Just give me a 10-day contract. Come on. I could throw something together. Give me that. What's old boy that keeps winning the slam dunk competition? Give me one of his contracts.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just for the day. Just give me a jersey. That's all I care. Just give me Lakers. I know you need a big man. Let's put on stilts for the day.
Hey, Big Drewski.
Ooh, Big Drewski. What's going on? Oh, you got right on time, dude. Like right on time.
TeslaMase.
Real quick update. Lakers up by 3 with 20 seconds left in the 4th against the Rockets. That's 100-97.
They were
up 5. Yeah.
The Rockets have no chance in the playoffs. I'm just calling it right now, guys.
You think so? They got a tough team.
I think they if they play the Warriors at the 7th seed, I think they're a first round exit. If they play the
We might take
Clippers
the city. Yep.
in the 3rd seed, they're a first round exit. Like
There
I
you
just
go.
don't see a good first round for them. They're just be playing more experienced teams that when they're playing their full cast are a better team with better players. So
Fair enough. I'll take that
Yeah.
analysis. You agree with that, Tesla?
Yeah, Rockets suck.
I mean, they're good.
What a great
I
analysis.
think they've overperformed maybe, but they're having a great regular season. I love, Van Fleet. I've always liked Van Fleet or whatever his name is, but they're just not as good as Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. They're not as good as Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. Period. They're just not.
I'll give you that. I'll double down on that.
You double down.
Yeah, I'll stand on
I have
that
to
stool.
caution you on doubling down on things just from experience.
Well, no. I wasn't doubling down on TeslaMase saying that the Rockets suck. I was doubling down on that the other guys' roster are better. On paper, they're better. By far. How you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Drewski, you're tied in 3rd in that NCAA bracket, man. Or you're in
Still
3rd
alive. It's picking Duke. Picking Duke worked out.
place. If Duke wins,
Actually, I guess picking any first seed worked out.
not really. I got Florida winning it, and I'm in. What did I say I was in? 12th, 17th,
14th, you said.
14. I'm not doing well. Not at all. It's doing terrible. How you feeling after this? After this, not so mad March Madness, Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought these were probably your 4 best teams in the league. So I mean, I'm not super surprised. I do think Duke's had an easy run. I don't know that they are as good as their margin is. They're big, they're long, they're lengthy. I think they have the longest, the highest average height in the entire college basketball. So they're good, but and they're doing to teams what they need to do. I feel like they've had the easier opponents than some of the other teams, but they've never been challenged. So I mean, it's going to be real interesting seeing that Houston Duke game because it's a contrast to styles. Duke wants to play fast, Houston wants to play slow. I actually think Houston wins. I picked Houston and Florida in the championship, so I'm going to stick with that. Duke I think is a
Reaction
4.5 point favorite. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. It'll be interesting. I think it'll be a really good game. And Houston's been there before. They have the experience, whereas Duke is, for many of these players, it's their first time. So it's crazy though. That Florida game was such an incredible comeback. Man, I mean, Texas Tech did it 2 days earlier, and then Florida goes and does it against them. I mean, I'm sitting there watching with Natalie and Caden, and I'm like, man, don't shoot a 3 here. And then he makes a 3, and Kane's like, Dad, why'd you tell him not to? I'm like, because it's not a good shot. Like, you're down 3. You don't shoot a contested 3. He's like, but he made it. And then I'm like, all right. Then they go down 2, and I'm like, all right, what's he doing? Why are you pulling it up, shoot a 3? And Caden's like, why didn't you tell him not to shoot a 3? I'm like, because it's like improbable. Like, he's literally facing the wrong way, doing a turnaround 3-point shot when you're down 2. Like, it's just not good basketball, but he made it. So Clayton is a stud. Iona transfer, right? So I don't know, man. It should be good. I think Florida Auburn will be good. They played each other once already this year. Florida won at Auburn, and then Duke Houston. It's interesting. Houston has 4 losses this year. 3 of them have came in overtime, so it should be a really, really close game. Duke hasn't lost in a long time. I really think you got the 4 best teams. I mean, obviously the 1 seed would indicate that, but it's these should be the games. This is kind of what I wanted to see. I wish there was a little bit more eventful to get to this point, but these are the 4 best teams in the country. So
You got any insight on the Broom injury? Is he good to go?
So Brune, yeah, no, he came back. So it's kind of weird. He got hurt and it looked like his elbow hyperextended. Like I saw the replay and it was not good. he goes out, tells the teammates, "Hey, go win it for me. I'm done." Goes to the locker room, comes back into the game, hits a 3-pointer, and then they take him out again, and he's like, "I can't move my arm," and then they put him back in on defense. He grabs a one-handed rebound with the offhand, goes in, shoots 2 free throws, misses them both. They take him out. Like, I'm confused. If you're hurt that bad, like, why are you in there? In a game that wasn't necessarily super close. I think they were up 7 or 8 at the time they put him back in. I felt like a little Paul Pierce incident, right, with the wheelchair coming off.
I remember that.
I've seen this movie before.
I don't know. I think he'll be okay to play. I mean, if you're able to come back into the game, I'm pretty sure you'll be okay. But it did not look good when he came down, and he couldn't really move his elbow. But I haven't heard any more as far as any updates.
There was a movie back in the 80s that had that exact moment. Kid gets his leg swept. Says, "I'm done. I can't do it anymore." Mr. Miyagi comes in. Clack, 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 clack. And then wins the game. Like, what? All right, you Karate Kid fans. Like, wait a minute. I've heard this story before. There's too much. There's way too much. So who do you have in national championship? Who are you picking, Tesla?
I think I'm gonna stick with my picks, Florida and Houston. I mean, I want it to happen. I realistically see Florida Duke, but I put it this way. I was reading this article that said Vegas has the biggest liability on Duke. They have more bets by far. It's basically going to cost the sportsbook if Duke wins. They want any other result than that.
Ooh.
Vegas doesn't lose that often, right? So
Vegas. I'm in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, they may make a few calls and see what happens.
There you go.
I hope it. I really don't care. I think it's going to be a great matchup regardless. I think Duke Florida would be a heck of a matchup. 2 high-scoring teams. I want Houston to get there because they haven't got there. They've always gotten to the Final Four and never got there. And I feel like Calvin Sampson's a really good coach. I mean, you saw the design on that play versus Purdue, man. You get the ball with 2 seconds left and you get a layup. I mean, just you tell. I saw this article or this Twitter video on Purdue and how on that play the inbounder literally turns and goes, and they had like 6 clips of it every single time. And so it's like they did their homework, man, and it paid off. Like if the guy who's guarding the out of bounds guy goes with the guy getting screened, you pass it right back, and it's a layup, and that's it.
Right.
It was a beautiful thing to see one of these teams do their homework, and it literally showed like 6 highlights of that same thing going on. And I mean, it's pretty cool to see a coach who does his homework, and practice it probably a million times, and then it finally pays off with 2 seconds left. So I would love to see Houston. I don't think Duke. I don't know. I guess I'm not big on these one and done guys, right? Like you recruit your whole team. He's got some pieces that he brought in as transfers, but I really will respect the more Houston story of developing guys and hoping they get to this point. But I do think Duke is the better team. It just depends how Houston plays. I would not be shocked to see Houston win. I'm gonna stick with it. So because I'm sure all the rest of you are picking Duke.
Nice, Drewski, give us your wisdom,
Well,
my friend.
I picked Duke to win the whole thing, so I'm definitely picking Duke, and I'm taking Florida. As far as Houston, so Duke played Alabama, and how many points did they hold them to? Like 60-something points. Like I just think Duke's too long, too big, too talented. Where I don't know if Houston's defense is really going to be able to slow them down, and they have the length to get all the offensive boards. And I don't know. I just think that Duke's a better team, so they're going to win. Florida, I picked Florida because they already beat Auburn, and I think we'll see with the injuries how that worked for Auburn. Although I like that he came back. It's kind of a thing that you don't see. I feel like you don't see a lot anymore from players, especially ones that are going to be lottery picks or go to the NBA. I mean, can you imagine Kawhi doing that for the Clippers? Like, no, like he would have been like on a flight home already, before coming back out and trying to shoot a three or get a one-handed rebound. So I just like seeing that.
I disagree with that. I do think March Madness. That's what makes it amazing. Is that the players care. It's not college football where it's a random bowl game and I'm gonna sit because I'm worried about getting injured. I feel like in college basketball they definitely try harder. It means more.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
and
that's what
I'm
makes
just
it
saying
amazing.
it's nice. Yeah, and I'm just saying it's nice to see a player like that who's willing just to go out there and put it all on the line. So I thought that was
Agreed.
refreshing.
Breaking news.
That was
Breaking news. Lakers win 104-98.
Oh, what?
I don't know if
let
you
me
guys
ask
were
you this,
listening.
Mike. How many points did Austin Reeves score? Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Lower than 20.
Oh wow. First time.
Did you see his
First
face?
time
I'm gonna say
His whole
say
facial
lower than
expression
20.
changed.
So
only because the high
this
score was 20. Luca had 20. Finney Smith had 20.
yeah,
And
it's a low
Vincent had
scoring.
20.
Oh,
LeBron
LeBron
had
didn't play
16.
today.
LeBron had
had
16.
Oh wow.
Finney
And
Smith
then Reeves had
20.
12.
Vincent had 20. Yeah, it was there was no big scoring teams. There was I guess
12
104 to
points
98.
for the logo.
Only 12
Wow.
points for the logo.
He's a
Dude,
I
baby
know.
you would have
Hey,
logo.
waited
wait,
until this
hold
week
on.
to buy the
Baby,
shoes. They would have
baby
been on
logo.
clearance.
Have you
Baby
tried
logo.
on the ARs yet?
They would have been half off this week after his 12-point performance.
I have tried them on. They're beautiful.
Are they? They comfortable?
Yeah, they're actually really nice.
That's like not the reason why you're sitting down right now, right?
They they fit snug. No.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I got to look out for my guys. I don't know if you guys were watching. John and I were talking about the Hawks game yesterday. They won against the Bucks, 145-124. Top scorer for the Hawks was Zachary Rizashay.
Oh.
Okay, he had 36 points. TeslaMase, Drew, it's your guys' turn to guess. How many dribbles did he take in order to get those 36 points?
I'm gonna say 6.
Okay, Tesla.
I have no idea who he is. Is he tall, short? If he's tall, I would say probably.
Wasn't he the number 1 pick this year, or number 2 pick or something in this draft?
Oh, is he the French guy?
Yeah, I think so.
I have no idea. I don't know where the Hawks are located.
Not Seattle.
The Hawks are irrelevant to me. There's no team in Atlanta. No, how many? I don't know.
2 dribbles.
Wow.
2 dribbles, scored 36 points.
They just have him spotting up on threes, right?
No.
That's what I said.
I watched his entire highlight, and that's what I thought. I was like, man, he must have just been open spot shooting.
I thought it was alley-oops. I would imagine.
In most of the points, it was backdoor cuts, middle cuts. Like he was all over the floor, spot shooting, coming off screens. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, it's a legit 36. It wasn't just he got hot from 3 sitting in the corner. I don't know how he would be open in the corner though with Trae Young just holding the ball up top. But that was impressive. I saw that come across my feed and I was like, there's no way he scored 36 points. And honestly, the video that I watched was said that he did it in 1 dribble. And then I saw some other report that said he did it in 2. So I'm going to go off 2 dribbles. But still, how many of us are scoring 36 points off 2 dribbles? I know Drew ain't.
Hey.
Maybe.
I can do it.
I mean, we would have to feed you already underneath the basket, dude.
Mine would have to be all threes, and I'd have to be really, really in a nice a nice night for me.
Groove. Yeah.
We John and I talked about Boston and OKC going on this crazy streak right now. Boston's won 9 straight. They're 9-1 in the last 10. Everybody's healthy, and OKC's won all 10 of the last 10 of their last 10. Now that obviously that don't know what their schedule was like. They could have played some pretty poor teams, but in your opinion, with the playoffs around the corner, who's the hottest team right now? Who's playing hot to you guys?
See, I think it's tough for OKC and Cleveland and Boston because they're so far ahead of everyone else. I kind of don't know that I want them to be playing all their guys. I mean, especially in the East, like I don't think there's any issues with Boston or Cleveland getting past the 7 or 8 seed, regardless of who that team is. OKC, I do think it's important that they keep playing well because I think it's a little bit, if it's the Warriors, if it's the Clippers, if it's one of those teams, Phoenix, I think is there too. But if it's one of those teams, I think they have some trouble. I mean, good for them for staying motivated is kind of what I'm getting. I feel like the Cavs are kind of like, hey, let's sit Mitchell tonight. Let's rest a couple guys here and there. And I don't know that that's necessarily the right move by them. Just because I feel like the Cavs do need the home court advantage in order to advance past Boston. But OKC to stay motivated, like I'm impressed by that, to be honest with you. When the games really don't matter. And then I know they beat the Clippers the other night, so I know they beat a couple quality opponents.
So
they're not losing. They're not losing to the Bulls up 5 with 14 seconds left like other teams.
Yeah.
Wow, always got to take a shot.
Twice.
The Cavs are up by 4 games or something like that on the Celtics. So they have a little bit of wiggle room. And I agree with you though, they really need to get that first seed, I think, to have a shot of beating the Celtics. So it's definitely important. As far as like kind of hot teams, Houston was 9-1 in their last 10 until tonight when they just lost. So they're probably 8-2 or something. But Golden State, Minnesota, and the Clippers are actually been on a run. Like in the last, I think they're all 8-2 or around that 8-2. I think Clippers are 8-2 in their last 10. Warriors have been on a crazy tear since they got Jimmy Butler, and Minnesota has been picking it up. I think they're 7-3 in their last 10.
Yep.
So
both Minnesota and Golden State are 7-3 in the last 10, and you're right. Clippers are 8-2.
So and Clippers beat some really good teams in that stretch. Yep. So they've just been doing really well. That's why I'm saying, like, if I'm Houston, I'm like, shoot, we got to play one of those guys. Like, that sucks. Like, we have this amazing season. And we got to go lose to one of these guys. So,
welcome back, weirdo. Welcome back,
weirdo.
Anybody giving you the fits? You think they're just playing hot right now?
Who?
Golden State, Minnesota.
No, I think like honestly, being a Laker fan, it's kind of nice knowing you're going to play Memphis in the first round. Like, I'll take Memphis over all those teams.
Fair enough.
No coach Memphis.
Yeah,
which is odd.
11-22, like Mike shared earlier. 11-22.
But right before the playoffs,
winning records. So.
Yeah, you get your own sound effect. You want to hear that again? Let's go, weirdo.
Save that for weirdo every time.
Like, even if he was that bad, why would you fire your head coach right before the playoffs?
I've been trying to figure it out. It's crazy.
Nothing in the... Oh, yes, Oscar wants a givey. I got you, Oscar.
Yeah, I'll give you something tomorrow, Oscar. Don't worry about it.
It's an overtime and a knuckle sandwich. Now it just completely lost my track.
So there's a few things I didn't know. Since this happened, I'm like looking into it. So there's a few things I didn't know. They apparently fired his whole coaching staff and brought in people that weren't his choice, assistants, everybody that wasn't guys he wanted into his coaching staff at the beginning of the season.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right.
So now
It's
you're
weird.
changing up your entire defensive
Well-
scheme.
Well,
I'm like,
if you're
you just letting the players do it.
so if you watch them this season, they've actually started changing it now, but they stopped running a lot of ball screens. And that's what they used to be. Steven Adams ball screening for John Morant, and John Morant just like annihilating
what it is.
opponents.
Yeah.
And they changed that up. They stopped running ball screens. They did a lot of movement, and the problem with that is John Morant's not going to be as effective because getting switches and getting those mismatches is what makes John Morant so dangerous. And in the last few couple weeks, they went back to doing all these ball screens and things like that and John Morant started scoring more, and Desmond Bain started scoring more, and they were kind of unlocking them. But I don't know if it's like a change in philosophy that that Jenkins doesn't agree with, and that's why he's changing that up, or that they let him go. Like I'm just confused, like why you do it right now. It also is confusing that they brought in these assistants that are running a new offense that doesn't really fit John Morant or Desmond Bain. That's their team. That's
Yeah.
what makes their team work, are those two guys. So Memphis is very confusing right now. And if you
I have a
don't
theory.
want, huh?
I think the Dallas GM's running that team too.
Nico,
He's got insider trading.
Nico's contagious. He's just like making all the other GMs insane right now. Like if he can do it, we can do whatever we want. Like no shade's gonna come our way after that stupid Doncic trade. Right?
Speaking of, does anybody know how Dallas's health is doing right now? Like, I know,
Davis is
didn't
back.
AD just come back?
Davis is
Did
back.
everybody come back though?
He ain't scoring though.
So not everybody's back. AD's back, but not everybody.
I don't
Because
think
aren't they
That
missing
was
like
the
4 or 5 guys?
dumbest trade in NBA history.
Yeah,
Even
completely
worse
agree.
than Vlade
Hands down.
Divac for Kobe Bryant.
That is right up
Right,
there
'cause
with the
Kobe was a
Lakers,
rookie.
or with
Yeah.
the Raiders drafting Jamarcus Russell, #1 overall pick.
I
Completely
actually
flopping.
think
Like,
it's
what?
worse. I think it's worse. You didn't know what you were going to get from Jamarcus Russell. You knew you were going to get an injured AD and giving up a top 5 young. You know what? I just saw something today that said the player on BYU, who's the oldest college player.
Mhm.
I forgot his name. He's 6 months older than Luka Doncic. There's a guy on
Sheesh.
BYU who's older than Luka Doncic who just got traded. I mean,
Honestly, he could probably be the
like if I
grandpa
was Dallas, I would
on OKC.
literally boycott the game and just stand outside. I would say we're not going in. I would get everyone to agree this was the dumbest thing ever, and don't go. Like I
that's
mean, I
playing
don't
into
get
their
it.
hands, Mike. That's just playing.
I
in their
know,
hands
and
to go
that's
to
what they
Vegas.
want. But I mean, nothing you could do. It's like, why go watch that product? Why spend money on that product?
I wouldn't want to spend money on the. I'm selling my season tickets right away. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I'm not giving them up, but maybe you guys will improve in 5 years. Maybe.
How? I mean, they gave up the younger guy. That's
what I'm saying.
I mean,
Maybe.
they didn't get draft picks in return. Like it just makes. There is no way to make that trade make sense. None. I don't care what they say. I don't care what anyone said.
They got a first rounder, Mike. 1 first rounder. And Rudy Gobert got like 6 first rounders, but Luka got 1. It makes no sense.
And it's 1 to a team you just traded Luka to that's not even gonna be a lottery pick.
Yeah, because they're better. Yeah, that's true.
It just
makes no sense.
It's just wild. Absolutely wild. Any word coming out of your guys' NFL camps?
Actually, I got one.
Ooh.
Oh, go ahead. What I cut off?
No,
All
you
right,
got it, John.
Dre Greenlaw. So Dre Greenlaw signed a 3-year, I think it was a $31 million deal with the Broncos. But right before, actually, I think it was right after, both John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan flew out to his home to try to stop the deal, and they actually outbid the Broncos, but Dre Greenlaw already signed the contract.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, I,
yeah.
I heard that he wanted to be the leader. He wanted to be the captain of the linebackers, and with Fred Warner there, he wasn't ever going to be it. So I read
Well,
something in there that said that's what he
that
wanted, and even Fred Warner called him and told him he wanted to be the leader, and that's ultimately why he left. But
well, no, that's why he left. But what the Niners were trying to do was to say, hey, but we'll give you more money too, and or at least more money to come back, right? And so I think they offered somewhere around 3 years, 38 million or something like that, and he said no thanks. But crazy though that the only reason why the brass went out there was just because they had more money. They freed up more money to go offer him. And then he said no, and they had to fly back.
Wish I was on that flight. That'd been cool. Just a no for now.
it sounds like the Purdy deal may get done soon, from what Lynch is saying. But Lynch has said that before, so.
Yeah, well, you're starting to see more reports out that the Niners are very confident this is going to get done. I don't think it's going to be some crazy mega contract like 6-year, whatever, but I think there's somewhere around 4 years, possibly 5. I think if it's 5, it's team friendly. I think if it's 4, it's probably going to be more on his side. So we'll see what happens. 52, 53.
I think the Giants are geniuses, by the way. I do. No. I am 100% serious.
You think they're going after the quarterback? You think they're going to draft the quarterback?
I think they are
Arch.
going to lose every game this year and going out after the quarterback next year named Arch Manning.
Going for Archie.
I think that's why they got 2 quarterbacks on their roster, or 3. They can't really go get another one. I think they're caving this year and going after Arch Manning and playing in his uncle's shoes and Eli. I really do. I really think that's what's going to happen. So
honestly, it's probably the cheapest way for them to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, are you going to compete with any quarterback you brought in this year with Shedeur Sanders? Is he the future of the Giants? Probably not. But is Arch Manning? He can be, right? Like, you got Arch Manning, you got Malik Neighbors already. I mean, you got some pieces already to start going. So plus
if you're the
Giants
Giants,
this year.
If you're the Giants, what do they got? The 3 pick?
3.
Right, number 3 pick. Do you trade back or do you go after Travis Hunter?
Trade back.
I don't know. I think imagine Hunter with Neighbors with
Hunter and Neighbors would be a nice duo.
But how many picks do you get? I guess it would depend on who's in.
Yeah, it depends what you're getting.
Yeah, because if you can get a first and 2 seconds, well, I'd probably be two first still, right? A third number 3 pick is probably really high still. So
I mean, I'm sure they're dangling that
2 first and a fourth or something, like whatever the math is. But I still think the trade would be there if your needs are something that would be high for next year's value, right? And I don't really know. I haven't looked at the Giants yet, so I don't know. Do they need offense, defense? Do they need receivers? I have no clue.
They need
but
everybody.
If you can get, that's right.
But that's to John's point. If you could get 2 picks and you need everything, then why wouldn't you do that? So So I don't disagree. I think Travis Hunter's a good number 3, and they may not want to pay him 3rd pick money. So they may say, hey, look, let's just trade down, get the 9th or 10th pick. We still got a decent pick next year. Pick up a 2nd first rounder, and now you got Arch Manning, a 9th pick this year, and a potential top 12 pick next year. It's definitely worth looking at, and I think there's several teams that would trade up for it. So I definitely think they're sitting. I think they're sitting pretty. Initially, when they did that, I was like, man, what are they doing? They're the laughing stock of the league. And then I'm like, oh wait, Arch Manning next year. I'm like that. It's actually a really they literally could lose every game this year, right?
Yeah.
And it would not be the wrong thing to do, to be honest with you. Like if I'm
so
the
crazy
Giants,
question.
I need to lose them.
Crazy question, but let's stay on topic. So let's say that's the pick, and the pick is Travis Hunter. Do you allow him to play offense and defense since you need both sides to be filled? Do you allow him to do that in the NFL?
Not if you're trying to lose.
I don't think so. Not in your first year. Not in his first year. I think they let him pick a side. I mean, even if he picks a side, by far the most versatile pick you could possibly pick. Like
I don't know. There's a reason that no one's done it since Dion, right? I mean,
Sure.
it's been what 20 plus years. Like the NFL is a different thing, and I don't think any player as good as you are is going to be playing offense and defense. You want to put them in on certain defensive schemes, that's fine. Every once in a while, third down, whatever. The Hail Mary, he's obviously out there to catch the ball, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But I do not think he's playing two ways.
Not
Fair enough.
as many snaps for sure. Definitely not as
Yeah.
many snaps.
So who are the Giants starting at quarterback? Is it Wilson?
Probably.
Well, I don't
Wait.
see Jameis Winston beating out Wilson.
Or do they just bench whoever's winning? Like, if someone's winning, they're like, oh, you got to bench him. You got to lose this game. Bring Winston out. Winston will get that done for him, right?
No, because I still think they need to fill seats. I mean, I think they'll put up points.
Maybe.
I think
I
they'll
don't
have
know.
a
They
better
need to
offense
lose.
than the
They need to
Raiders
lose.
yet
They need to
did last
They
year.
need to get the number one pick. Like they just do.
Yeah, that
If
I
they
agree
don't get
with.
the number one pick, people are gonna get fired.
Now, let's caveat that. Now we know there are other teams that need a quarterback. We know the Raiders need a quarterback. They're sitting at 6. If they offer that, or if they go up and trade up to 3, and you fall back to 6 and can still get somebody like Hunter, I mean, I think that would just be a no-brainer for them. Get more picks and the guy you wanted anyway, or
Here's the thing
seemingly
is
want.
I guess I wonder if they've showed their hand, right? Like if you're the Raiders, don't you look at the Giants and say, oh, they're not drafting a quarterback, right? I mean, they don't have the roster spot for it.
Correct.
I don't
Robo
know.
says Vita Vea was the last player to play both sides.
Vita Vea played both sides. Was he a fullback?
Or did he just
Big
plug
old
the hole?
tight end.
Did he just play did he get the catch? I guess all those defensive guys who caught touchdown passes at the 1 yard line on the Chiefs are also two-way players. But Vita Vea, I don't see him playing anything other than
he did fullback.
Fullback.
Yeah, that's I mean like consistently. There's not been someone for what 20 plus years. So.
One play doesn't count, bro. Come on, you know that. Or 2 plays. 2 plays doesn't count. I don't even care if he goes in. Okay. It looks like Tush Push is actually going to get banned. That's getting more traction, which
What?
I get it. Well, so if you've watched ball long enough, you understand that they actually outlawed the Tush Push on the defensive side of the ball. You cannot push your teammate as a defender, your teammate to gain an advantage against an offensive player. Can't do it. Or to get through the line. Because that's what they used to do during field goals.
Right.
That's what they used to do during field goals and extra points. That's how they would get block kicks. So they outlawed it there. So now the issue was, or the main argument is, so how come you can outlaw it on one side of the ball and not outlaw it just because offense can do it now? It's okay. So now they're ruling it an unfair advantage, and it's just gaining more and more traction. Which, I mean, whatever. Before we sign off, I want to know your guys' take on the UFL extra point tries. So after touchdown is scored in the UFL, they have there is no kicking. You're not kicking an extra point, which I know TeslaMase, you're having a lot of trouble with your kicker. So you can go for a 1 point extra point from the 2 yard line, a 2 point extra point, or 2 points from the 5 yard line, or 3 points from the 10. How do you think would that change the game? And would you want that the NFL to even entertain it? Maybe even in the preseason to see how the game flowed. Thoughts?
I think it creates a bunch of end of game excitement and possibilities. That would be interesting to see. So, I mean, imagine you're down 3. What was it? 10 yards for 3 points or 5 yards for 3 points?
Yeah.
10 yards?
You score a touchdown, you get 6, you can go for 3 extra points from the 10 yard line.
I mean, let's say you're down 2 or you're down 3 after scoring a touchdown, and you're like a 10-yard. You got to get a first down to score a touch to get those extra points. The game's on the line, clocks run out or something. Like you could have some pretty cool stuff happen, I think, and with this.
Instead
So
of ice the kicker.
yeah,
Ice
exactly.
him.
I don't
Ice
know.
him.
And then it would change the whole way you kind of would have to manage the game too. But
Oh, it's definitely changing the way you manage the game for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, just the kickoffs alone is changing the way you manage the game. Tesla, what are your thoughts?
I don't like it. It's too gimmicky to me. It's not football. It's honestly like I can't get into this UFL thing. Like I've watched it and I'm just like I don't know.
NFL adopted their kickoff though.
They did, and I don't necessarily love it, but I mean I get it for injury purposes why they did it, right? There's a statistical reason behind that. This is just too gimmicky. I'm not a big fan of it. I do wish the NFL would somehow allow secret onside kicks again, though.
I do too.
think
I really do.
I think
Yeah.
that's a strategic thing that
That's silly.
they should allow, but you shouldn't have to declare it and then let the other team know. I mean, it's not like it happens very often, but it does happen. So
Right.
I
I
don't
don't
get
know.
that at all.
I'm not a fan of
agree
it.
with you on
I
that.
don't. I don't think it belongs in the NFL. I don't need no gimmicks. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
John, what do you think?
I'll tell you what, if you take the extra point away from a kick standpoint, don't put it on the line and say I'm at the 2-yard line getting 1 extra point. Like that's silly to me, right? I don't like it at all. I don't. Like just keep it the way it is. Get extra point on the kick. You can go for 2 if you want, but then when you go for 3, next hits you're going to go for 4. You can start on your own 10-yard line and go for 5. That's crazy. Let's just play football. And move on.
90-yard
This is
play. Hail
Crazy
Mary.
talk.
In the NBA, like imagine if they created a 4-pointer, right? I mean,
Yeah.
What are we
They've
playing?
already
NBA
talked
Jam?
about it.
Are we playing NBA Jam? I mean, like this is stupid. Like let's just go back to what the game is and what made it good in the first place.
That's the All-Star game, man. What you mean?
Football doesn't have a ratings issue, right? NBA is searching for new things because they have an issue. NFL does not. I mean, let's call it what it is. So
No.
why
True.
change it? Why change it and adapt, to a league that doesn't have the ratings that the NFL does? Again, I get the kickoff thing and I understand why, and that's a statistical reason, from an injury perspective. I understand it. I don't necessarily 100% love it, but I get why they did it, at least from the perception of it's safer, right? So
Yeah.
but this is too gimmicky. This is I don't know. That's just my thought.
The only thing I wish the NFL would change are their overtime rules. I'm going to be honest with you. I wish the NFL had college overtime rules.
They are. They said they're going to do that this year.
Are they
So-
starting from the 30 and then going?
No.
Going-
So each team's going to get it. So remember our Super Bowl where our coach supposedly knew it but didn't know it, but he never admitted he didn't know it. So supposedly that playoff rule is going to be adapted in the regular season. So both teams will get a chance to possess the ball.
Okay, cool.
I read that is more than likely going to pass. And this year,
But they're still going.
I think it's dumb that the postseason has different rules than the regular season.
But they're still going time limit on that overtime though. So both teams will possess the ball, and then whoever scores third will win the game.
So the way that the playoff rule worked is the second team that was the analytics that supposedly Shanahan did. Oh, I wanted the ball third. Well, if I'm Andy Reid and they get a touchdown and I come down and score a touchdown, I'm not giving the ball back to you. I'm going to go for 2 and I'm going to end the game, which is a little bit of strategy involved in that. But my understanding is there's just no reason that the regular season should have one set of rules and the postseason should have a different. So
Correct.
Just from a consistency standpoint, do what you do. And so my understanding is they like that both teams possess the ball. I don't know that there is a time on that. I think both teams possess the ball. And I think there's, if I'm not mistaken, I think they each get 10 minutes. So it's not like it's a 10-minute running clock. I think they have 10 minutes to score, and then the second team gets 10 minutes to score. I don't remember how that clock worked in that scenario, but I'd have to go back and watch a Super Bowl. I don't want to rewatch. So I'm not.
I just want to see the sudden death, to be honest with you. I wanted to be like, all right, we kick this field goal. You guys have your chance. If you end up kicking a field goal, we're gonna go right back at it.
So that's
I-
essentially what it is. That's
If I score a touchdown,
Yeah.
you get another chance. If yeah, I mean, you got to score a touchdown, you lose the game. That's it. Like, I wish that were the case. No time limit. Is just as long as you end up going, let's go. Like we're down the line.
See, but
is-
college after in the second overtime now they have to go for 2. So I
Right.
think it starts with the touchdown extra point, and then the second overtime's touchdown 2-point conversion, and then everything beyond that's just a straight 2-point conversion. I'm not a big fan of that either, personally. I'm like, just keep going. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'd rather see you guys keep going.
Just one play from the 2-yard line is dumb in my opinion, but again, it's to make it faster. I get that, but there's a couple games I think went into 7 or 8 overtimes this year. So
I honestly think that our time is up.
Weirdo.
Because, yeah, weirdo. Where you at? Because I think it's Uncle Drewski's nap time.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
his bedtime. He
I'm
got to wake
sleep
up
over
early,
there.
guys. For those still watching, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at JAMM Packed Podcast.
Hey, real quick, isn't there gonna be a live stream a week from Thursday going on?
A week from
Oh,
Thursday.
yeah, it's
There
true.
Just
is
curious.
a week from Thursday. Make sure you click on that notification button so you can view us live. We are actually going on a jam-packed golf trip. Now, I'm gonna give you a heads up. None of us play golf. Well, Mike
Well,
probably plays more golf than anybody else. So it's gonna be Shankopotamus Central. I'm gonna let you know that right now. We're playing best ball. Like there's no other way we're getting through this course unless we're playing best ball, because I'm only buying so many golf balls, and but we are gonna put that live if I have reception. If I don't have reception, then we're gonna record it either way. We'll record it and then get that edited and post it so everybody can see it. Should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
I got my clubs in. Yeah.
Oh, you got 'em?
Snap,
Yeah.
let's
Wow,
go.
that was quick.
That
Look
was
at that.
super quick.
Let's
awesome.
go. Make sure that you guys follow us on Instagram and or Facebook at JAMM Packed Podcast. I know nothing's been posted on it lately. We're getting on it. If you're interested in trading cards, guys, trading
Let's
cards.
go.
You want
Big
to see
Mike.
trading cards? I mean, these are all autos, man. You're like Xavier worthy autos. Come on, guys. If you're looking for trading cards, make sure you hit us up on Whatnot at JAMM Packed. We are moving all of these, man. Let us know. You want something? I guarantee you we got it. And if we don't, we'll find it. Anyways, as always, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of JAMM Packed. Make sure you take care of one another. Be kind. Please be kind. Be safe out there. And we'll see you guys next week. All right, guys.
Dodgers are
Later,
6-0.
fellas.
Dodgers 6-0.
whoa.
Hey!
I remember.